Welcome to the first Monday Momentum, the new talk show of BNR Beurs. Every month, we will talk to committees, investment groups, and partners of BNR Beurs to see how they handle the corona crisis. In this first edition of the Monday Momentum talk show, we will talk to the Introduction Period Committee on their experience over the past 3 years. We will have a talk with Jimmy, the right hand of the owner of Apart, Roy, and we will talk to 2 members of the Investment Group Merx. But first, we go to Kaching with the weekly update on the activities.
In the upcoming weeks, we unfortunately will not have that much events. Only this Thursday, our Academy Committee will host the Academy on Algorithmic Trading. Due to these circumstances, we are also unfortunately not possible to organize physical events. But we got a lot of events for you in store, so keep an eye on the weekly mail. Furthermore, we are aware that the exam period has started for most of you. And on behalf of the 37th Board of BNR Beurs, we want to wish you happy holidays and a happy new year.
So now the first item with 3 old members of the Introduction Period Committee.
Hello everyone and welcome to Monday Momentum. With us we have some old Introduction Period Committee members from 2018, 2019 and 2020. So if everyone could please introduce themselves for the viewers.
Where to start?
Yeah, let's start with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So my name is Basha. I joined BNR 2 years ago. That's when I became a member of Hercules Investment Group. And after my exchange, when I came back, I joined the Almanac Committee, which was a lot of fun. And then afterwards, I decided to also apply for the Introduction Period Committee. And it's been very different this year. And I guess we will talk about it soon. But I really liked it so far. Yeah. So I'm happy to be here and talk about it.
Okay, fair enough. Tommy?
So I joined BNR Beurs 3 years ago, and at that moment I joined Investment Group Merx Fund. And 2 years ago I became active. The 2 committees, I did the Introduction Period Committee, and I was part of the Activities Committee. And last year I did the board year, and I was the president.
Okay,
So
Elsmeke.
Whoa. Let's continue.
Yeah.
So I'm Elsmeke, and I joined BNR Beurs 2 years ago, same as Basha. I joined Investment Group Merx. Last year I became active. I first joined the Introduction Period Committee, and then I did the Activities Committee. And now nothing.
All right, thank you. Yes, okay, so after the first question we have for you all, how do you guys feel like the introduction period has changed over the years in terms of, workload for the committee, the amount of people attending, and so on? Tommy?
Yeah, sure. So out of all of you, I was part of the committee of 2018, and back then, what I realized was that the committee was very backloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So you already joined the committee like before the summer break, and in the summer you actually start planning the whole introduction period. But the real workload started when the Eureka Week started, and that is the moment when you realize, that you as an IPC member, you are actually very important for the society, because you literally function as the middleman between new members and the investment groups. Because BNR has over 45 investment groups, it's very difficult for potential new members to find the correct group. And as part of the Introduction Period Committee, you really get to know all the different kind of investment groups, and you actually guide the new members to the suitable investment groups. And I think that's a very nice part of being in the IPC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think for the year 2019, it was pretty similar compared to 2018.
Yeah.
I think we did the same things. We also prepared starting in, I think, around May. I think the only difference is that we had way more new potential members and way more interest in BNR Beurs than in 2018.
Yeah, I think in 2018 we had something like 450 new members or 400, something like that.
Yeah.
And in your year, we had an increase of at least 10% of new
Yeah, the
members.
introduction drinks were like packed
Yeah,
the first few weeks.
Like if you compare it
It was
to
insane.
Yeah. At the part it was like really
Yeah.
busy, right?
Yeah.
if you compare it to right now, you can't imagine like these events
No.
with filled with people, right?
Mhm.
I think for 2020 it was totally different.
Yeah. How were your introduction
Yeah.
drinks?
The drinks.
Yeah.
Can we skip that part?
Yeah.
No, I think workload-wise it was completely different. Obviously, we could not do the flyering part, which was actually okay for me.
Yeah, lucky you.
But on the other hand, we also could not have the drinks and physical activities we usually did, so that was a pity. But on the other hand, we had to be creative, so it also takes time to come up with new ideas. We did some other things during the Eureka Week. We had the Zoom meeting, I think, where we told potential members what we are, what we do. We had the investor game, stuff like that, just everything online. So we had to put more effort in creative alternatives.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
maybe the workload was even higher this year compared to last year's. I mean, you had to come up with way more different ideas and change your plans more often. I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
Yeah, you had to be way more creative.
For us, the plan
Yeah.
was already planned.
It was already set up,
True.
Yeah.
right? Because it was such a good plan already,
Mhm.
and now like in this year you can't do that plan. Of course, you have to adapt to the
Yeah.
Corona.
Yeah, for this year we basically had the same plan as the previous years because indeed it's a good plan.
Yeah.
But we had to be flexible and creative, as you said. You did have the best upgrade the introduction period committee has ever had, and that's instead of flyering, having 3 days a week a Q&A session in the Smitse.
That's way better.
Yeah, not a lot of people showed up, but it was fun.
How is it for you? Because for you also had to come up with a lot of new ideas and change the plan quite quickly.
I know when I started this board year that I had to be flexible and I had to be creative. So I saw it coming that I needed to change my plans throughout the year. I think September was okay. I think we got the maximum out of the Corona measures. What we did, we had introduction drinks for only new members because we couldn't serve alcohol and the group couldn't be bigger than 30 people.
Yeah.
So we worked in shifts. We talked to a lot of people. I think we spoke to 350 people that actually went to the introduction drinks, and we all spoke to them, and they all got to know all the different aspects of being our beurs.
Yeah.
So it was really different, but I think it was a great success. At least we broke the record again with over 500 new members this
It's
year.
insane.
So good job to you.
Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next question. So what do you feel Tommy already explained a bit what the main responsibilities were, but do you feel like your responsibilities were any different, or did you experience your responsibilities any differently from what Tommy explained before?
Like I said before, I think mine were pretty similar. However, it was quite difficult because there are many women participating this year in my year, and they were all looking for some groups, and there weren't that many. So, like, I think from the second drink onwards, we already knew there had to be some new women group, otherwise it wouldn't be possible to, make them all a member.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe with that it was a bit different, but the essential was the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I totally agree.
And Basha, in your year, we had even more women.
Yeah.
This year there are 2 new female-only investment groups, with one of them being international. Do you agree with what Elsemiek and Tommy said?
Yeah, I'm thinking of other things, but actually I completely agree also with the middleman thing. I think that's the most important job you have as an IPC member is to fulfill that role.
And I also think that's the most fun about being part of the IPC because you really get to know all the aspects of the society.
Yeah, and you had to kind of guess what a person would like and send to a pretty good investment group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have some difference in groups, some difference in people, and you have to kind of match them together.
If I compare it to my time when I wasn't active, I really didn't know that much about being a beurs and all the different kind of activities that they host, but once I got
Career
active,
also.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
I got really interested about the whole BNRBers thing. Yeah.
I think in your year, like the middleman function might be even more prominent because the
Yeah.
members wouldn't be even able to see the investment groups themselves. So you were
Yeah.
kind of like the only
Yeah.
like point of connection a lot of members had to groups.
I think that's true. But on the other hand, also a lot of potential members that came to us during the Eureka Week, for example, they already did their research because they were already a bit worried about who they were going to connect with this year or where they would find their group of friends in Rotterdam. So both. But
And
that's what
that
you
might
mean.
be the difference in members this year compared to the previous years. I think they're better prepared and they know already what they want. In our year, I think more people saw some free beers at the Smiths and they thought,
Yeah.
well,
I
let's
agree.
check it out and
Yeah.
maybe it's something nice.
Yeah.
So I think that's a shift in interest of the members.
Yeah.
As well.
Also, the people that actually came to the Eureka Week already had a plan and like decided that they wanted to go even though there was Corona. So
Yeah.
they were there with a goal.
Yeah.
So,
And the people at the drink, they had to sign up beforehand, right? So you
Yeah.
can't decide on a whim to, there's some
Yeah,
cheap
true.
beer tonight, let's go. But you have to like sign up the moment
Yeah.
to go tonight because otherwise you simply didn't have a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even have beer.
Those
Didn't even have
subscriptions
beer.
went fast.
Yeah, most of them were full
Yeah.
pretty quickly
So
too.
we broke the record actually
Without serving beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's quite an achievement.
It's like a double record.
That's a double record. Damn.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't have the introduction weekend, unfortunately, which is quite notorious. So for the two of you, could you explain like your wildest story that you were able to tell on camera about that you? I mean, that's it's on camera, but what's the wildest story you can remember from your introduction weekend?
Well, I experienced 2 weekends. One during my IPC year and one during my board year. But the one during my board year, Elsmieke can tell her story.
Mhm.
But in my year, I think one of the highlights of in the introduction period weekend is the beer cantus, because people like hear stories about it. You know, the participants hear stories about it, and they actually get a little bit scared of it. And then when the event arrives, then you see some participants really sweating already. And then also the thing is the beer cantus is before the dinner, right? So you can't really have the food absorbing the alcohol. So in my year, in my IPC year, it was way worse with respect to puking.
Yeah.
It was.
I was a new member in your
Yeah.
IPC year.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I think a conservative estimate is like a fourth of all the participants puked. And then of course we as IPC members had to clean it, and yeah, it was quite gross actually. So yeah, that was quite an experience. I never imagined that I would see so much puke on the floor. So yeah, that was one of the wildest.
All right, Elsmieke, and your story.
Well, many stories in our year, I think. Well, I really enjoyed it that at once there was sent a picture in our group chat of only the introduction period committee and the board. And in that picture, you see our current president lying passed out on the floor with 2 other persons pants down. I'm not going to say who those 2 were, but they're in this room right now.
No idea.
So yeah, I think
That Tony.
I was very responsible.
I think that was one of the most fun moments of.
I completely
year.
agree.
I saw that picture and I
It
was
was
like,
funny,
okay,
yeah.
it's done.
You'll have to just imagine how it looks. We're not going to show it.
Can you show it to
Click
me?
the
Like,
link
not to
below.
the camera, but then I see it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think there's a picture in the office.
Yeah.
No,
Nah, we
It
removed
was-
it. Yeah, we
Let's
removed
take it
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more professional.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a really
I do
professional
have to
office.
find it.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really liked about Elsmieke's year was the theme, with the party.
Damn.
That was very, very cool.
Oh my god.
All around
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, all around the globe, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was a very nice addition.
Yeah.
Oh, the costumes
Yeah,
are
we
great.
know-
Yeah, delivered some great pictures.
Yeah. And the Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
very,
great.
very nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Lots of powdered sugar. Yeah. All right. So speaking of fun, how was for each of you the bond between like your fellow committee members? Did you go out with them? Did you drink with them, or did you go to the activities and not see each other again till the next moment you had to work with them again?
And do you still speak with them?
Yeah, good question.
I wish we could have done more things
Mhm.
and partied more, but obviously we couldn't do it as much as you guys. I think we did not have the introduction weekend, which was also a pity. But we tried to plan something else. Still couldn't do it, but still want to do it. Still want to have our own weekend. But yeah, despite not seeing each other that much or doing physical activities, I still feel like we're super close with the IPC of this year. Which I really like. I feel like I appreciate the people more that I'm surrounded with now because of the whole situation, and I really feel like we have a good connection, and we will do some things in the future still and talk to each other.
Yeah, we definitely will. Of course, we had a lot of time in the summer to have some parties, of course, because then Corona was kind of gone from this country, only to return in September, unfortunately. But yeah, we had a nice time, and we saw each other a lot during the
Yeah.
summer. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of trainings, a lot of informal meetings.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was still a great time.
Yeah.
And I do hope we can still organize some kind of weekend at the end of the year.
Yeah, that would be great.
But we'll see.
Remains to be seen.
And you, Tommy.
Yeah, I think what is very nice about the IPC is that you see each other a lot. I think you see each other the most out of all the committees. And you're working towards the same goal, right? Getting new members. And especially during the first part, during the flyer ring part, you have a lot of time actually to talk to each other
Yeah.
and really get to know each other. And then at the events, you see that so many new participants come, and if you're a motivated IPCer, you're happy, right? Because so much interest in being a burst, and then if all of the committee members have the same mindset, then you're working towards that goal, and after each week, you see how many new members you get, and then you're very happy, and you're happy, everyone is happy that they broke, for example, the record of last year, and you do so many activities with each other, because during the introduction period, you have some weeks you have 3 activities, and then most of the IPC members are there, and then when the IPC is over, then you kind of feel a little bit empty because you don't see your fellow members that frequent anymore, and you got used to it. So that is very nice, and when the IPC is over, then most of the members they want to be they want to continue to be active, and then you see them in other committees that you apply for.
Yeah,
And that's very nice.
I agree with that. I think most members of the IPC are one of the most active of the whole society, and often they continue another committee, or they have already done committee before or board chair, like you two guys. So I think with that you always keep in touch, because basically you all keep continuing being active.
Yeah, and we went to your parents' restaurant, right?
Yeah,
Within
oh.
our year. For the people who don't know, me, Jay, and Elsamika, we were in the introduction period together.
Yeah.
And we went to Tommy's parents' restaurant and had a great time there.
Yeah.
You end the sentence there.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult train ride in the morning.
I went by car. Max drive. Well.
Yeah, a sleepover at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
And we should do
experience for
it. We should do it again, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed it.
I have one final question for you guys. Besides the introduction weekend, what's the most fun you had during the introduction period?
Ooh. I don't know if I can talk about
Is it
I think
legal?
you know what I mean.
Yeah, the
Which
corona.
part? The party at your place.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
Okay.
Not too much, but
Yeah.
Not in detail.
Ja, just don't tell hem dat het echt niet mocht was.
So my favorite part was the party at your place. The reason why is that I feel like it was the first time that we had a party together. So we already did the things for BNR together, like the activities for potential members, which was a lot of fun because of the goal we did together and like showing pride towards the society and stuff. But then that was the first time that we could like really share some stuff about our private lives or like talk about I don't know, other things, or yeah, we were more relaxed, I would say, and we were dancing. Yeah, I really liked that evening.
All right, and you guys?
Yeah.
Actually, I have to agree. Like the moments that we share, like organizing our own internal events. Like once we went to Jay to have a dinner.
Somehow it's
Conclusion.
always at your
That's
place.
always fun about the introduction period.
Yeah, and the one party at my parents' restaurant.
Yeah.
Those were moments that you don't really forget.
Yeah.
Was a lot of fun.
I think I agree. I think those are like the most memorable memories because you're only with like the small group of people and not with the whole society. However, I do enjoy like the first introduction drink where we had to wear those green vests and we're like, okay, now it's going to happen. Now it's like the real start.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then I also really like the process of helping people and to help the society, right, to find their place within the society. So that was great.
It's also really nice if you talk to someone during the Eureka Week, for example, and then afterwards you see them not at a drink, or you hear from them that they really like it at BNR, and you're like, yay, that's my
Yeah,
job.
and then they
exactly.
are very excited, and you're also part of.
And you get to know a lot of people during the like introduction period, and then afterwards, even while the period is over, you know so many more people in Benaburs, and that just makes the whole society and all the events way more fun because you know a lot more people. That really helps
This
get along.
September, some girl came up to me at Vrienden and she was like, hey, I saw you last year, you were introduction period committee member and you really helped me to find a new group, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, well, I don't recognize you, but
Nice.
nice, I did something good here.
I mean, you do really see a lot of people, so you see tension at the drinks and at the flyers, so I don't recognize all of them either, but it's still good to know that you helped many people find their correct investment group.
All right, guys, I think that's the end.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you all for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And goodbye.
On to the next segment.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Jimmy, for having the time. I think all the members of BNR Beurs would really like to know, how's it going with you?
I'm alright actually. It's been a long holidays until now, but we just started with delivery, but in the end we're quite alright. You know, we're missing the work, having to entertain all the guests in the restaurant, but so it is.
So what's the thing you do now besides delivery? Because yesterday you talked to me about a plan you made in March or February, and then Corona came, so your entire plan was
Actually,
wiped off the table.
I made a whole calendar with the marketing things, you know, about making posts on Instagram and plan everything until the end of the year. But when I started in February, 1 month later, we closed. This was a bit, now I say it, disappointing. No, disappointing. It was a bit disappointing. And after we opened in June, I guess, in June, and it was quite fun actually. It was actually my first month of really working really hard, you know, or not hard, just have to work actually, nothing kidding. But yeah, we made some plans, and after, because of Corona, we couldn't make the plans anymore. So we just month by month watching what we could do and we couldn't do. Also, especially for the groups like BNR Beurs, like what could we do? So we could entertain, like in the beginning, I think up to 30 people inside, and outside up to 70. But it's not enough for BNR Beurs.
No, yeah, we were of course happy to host some drinks here in September.
Yep.
At the end of December, we could finally host a drink with our regular members, not only the new members, and finally serve alcohol. So that was really nice. But then, yeah, I think 2 weeks later, everything had to be shut down again. So that was a shame. But yeah, what are your plans for the future now? Are you looking forward to January, or do you think you're still closed in January?
I hope we can open in January, but
We all hope that.
genuinely, I don't know because of the second wave is really a quite long wave. So we need to wait until next week, I guess. Yeah, next week we hear when we can open or like the perspective of what we can expect. So I hope that we can open in January or January should be like just the point where we can start. But we also have in mind that maybe we open in March or like in March after the second wave. As the prediction is that the wave ends in March.
All right.
It's not. We hope to open in January and then we can build up to the summer. Then we can fully work again like before because of the vaccine that's coming.
Yeah, I hope we will.
Yeah.
Is there anything you have to change now because of the coronavirus? Because it's been a hard time besides painting this wall.
Oh, this wall. It's like an art project now.
Yeah.
Now, what do you mean? Like you have to change and
Well, yeah, a lot of companies have to downsize, for instance, have a really hard time financially.
yeah.
How's the situation here?
It's not a great time, of course, but we'll still be there at the end of the second wave, so that's good.
All right, I
Yeah.
think everybody will be happy to hear that.
We'll still be there.
All right, then some fun things, of course. Life is not only sad. I have a few questions for you. You only started here in
Yep.
February,
Yep.
but of course, maybe Roy has told you some of the things we do here.
Oh, yes.
But in your time here, could you name the craziest thing that we've done
That you have done, actually.
that you can tell on camera?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I've like one of the craziest things that I've seen you drink, like drinking, not like a normal drink, but after the drink has ended, that some people just kept on drinking, and then I saw one of the guys, I wouldn't say his name, throwing up like in the water next to it. Yeah, it was actually one in function, but he threw up in the water next to the table. I was like, it was like really like it was a crazy thing to see that. Actually, one of the members they just kept on drinking and he threw up in the water. I'm like, what the hell did you do up here? But in the end, it's part of drinking. It's not too fun. Didn't repeat it ever, so it was okay. But I heard a lot of crazy stories, and I intend to have my own memories soon. Up next year.
Yeah, I hope in January already.
Yep.
I think maybe with 30 people or 50 people, small drinks, but then we'll just do them 5 times a week.
No, it was actually quite fun because when we could open again with some of the guests of BNR Brewers, and it was nice to see that even when you couldn't have the drinks, that some of the people members came to a party to have a drink. I remember that one night we had up to 70 to 80 people inside, all from BNR Brewers, but it was like I don't know. We could have them all inside, but it was like a bit tricky.
Yeah, it was a tricky situation.
Yeah.
I remember the
It was
evening.
a really nice evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer, I came here a lot. A lot of my friends from Bean Arbors came here, so it's good to see that they really miss you.
Yeah.
I think they especially do right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's been nice that you see that the loyalty is bound to this place. Like you see that they will I say it, that they want to come here. And it's nice to see.
we've been coming here for 7 years now, if I'm correct. So yeah, that's a long time, and we expect to stay here for a long time. Of course, we never want to leave this place. You might have to downsize the society to stay here, but
No, you'll be fine.
we'll be fine. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
All right. A question about your delivery business. How's that going?
It's quite slow at the moment, but we're building up to something. That we recently changed the menu. So before we had like our normal menu, but we just adjusted the prices a little bit, so it's more for delivery wise actually. But now we completely changed the menu, so we serve burgers, some kapsalon, but like different with ribs on top and
The chop salon.
chop salon, yes. Yeah, some people might know the name when you're really drunk. You're gonna get the kapsalon, but not the kapsalon, but the chop salon. And we have some burgers as well, and some food there. But everything is around 10 euros, and the bigger dishes are around 15 euros, and I think it's quite okay.
Yeah, that's a normal takeaway menu. So go to Thuisverzorg right now and order your food from apart.
Oh, wow,
Yes?
great.
All right.
No, it's actually quite. It was fun to change the menu again, but actually prefer to stay that we have been open right now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Nothing to do about it.
All right.
That's it.
It is what it is.
Yep.
All right. Well, tonight we're filming this on a Tuesday, so tonight is the online wine tasting. You're looking forward to it?
Oh yes. Oh, yes. It's also some new wines for me because some of the wines I've already tasted before when we changed the wine menu. I also tasted some of the wines and I had kind of a tasting myself with Roy and the guy who was doing it tonight. So, but I look forward to it tonight because I haven't had a glass of wine in a long time. Yeah.
I can't say the same, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's nice to see that we, normally we don't see the guests, and tonight we also don't see the guests, but that they're there at the background. It's a nice feeling that you do it for something, for somebody.
Yeah. Our guests are very excited to join online wine tasting. The first online event in a while, and the first time they see our part in a very long time. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy you are looking forward to it. I think it's a nice way to end this interview, or podcast, or talk show. We still don't know yet.
You don't know what's going to be.
No.
So you can cut out every video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of frames cut into It's, I'm gonna have a long week. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Something to do that.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
So here at the table today we have the oldest investment group of BNR Beurs, Merx. So Berend and Cheert. Cheert, could you please introduce Berend?
Yes, well, this is Berend Boshouwers. Berend used to be the president of Merx in its glorious days. Berend also is a former member of the introduction period committee, and at this moment he is a fifth-year member of Merx. One of the first things that Berend told me was that in his internship at Douwe Egberts, he was immediately promoted to being chief of things worth of $5 million.
Wow.
Of anything, I don't know. Anyway, the thing was that if $5 million went missing, they should go to Berend.
Wow, impressive.
And that's basically what I'm trying to say is Berend is $1 million guy.
Wow.
Thanks, Cheert.
That's a really nice introduction.
Yeah.
So could you please introduce Cheert then?
Well, Cheert, he's our second-year member at Merx. He is currently our treasurer. He is studying medics.
No.
He's finished studying.
Yes, I finished studying years ago anyway, but
you're still a good student.
I got to, yes, exactly.
You're now officially a doctor.
Now officially a doctor. Well, so currently our treasurer. So if someone of Merx lost his money, it's because of his fault.
So thank you for the introduction.
Yeah.
Merx is the oldest investment group. You must be really proud of that, I can assume.
Of course, yes.
I mean, in general, Merx is really proud of itself, right? Good. Okay. So I was wondering, how did Corona influence your normal year at BNR Beurs?
Well, it basically started last year because obviously, as from I believe February, wasn't it? Then when Job was still or Job, I should say, was still our president. The Corona pandemic started obviously, but I believe that the real the new things that we had to do were as from August or September, because I remember in the summer there was actually many problems.
No.
We
went to the
uh,
Smithson.
Exactly, we went to the the Smiths is here. Yeah, we went to the Smithsen.
Yeah.
We went gate crashing the Smithsen,
Mhm.
and we went to was it the Dijk? No, it's the other anyway.
Stoep.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
you're a follower of our I don't know what.
No, I'm
our
in the board.
Instagram
That's
or-
why I know.
Oh, okay.
But you did make an Instagram indeed.
Yeah, we
Like-
did because
Yes.
it was quite challenging to find new members in the introduction period because we hadn't any drinks at the part. So as all other investment groups, we had to create an Instagram account, but it was very difficult to find good pictures for the Instagram account because as Merx, we always have a lot of fun at our trips and drinks and dinners and things like that. But we are all male, so we don't think about.
You don't make selfies.
No,
and
we
stuff.
don't make
exactly.
selfies. We
You
don't.
basically need one woman to take all the pictures
Yes.
for us, and actually, basically, all the pictures that we had were always the
Drunk.
pictures that we were the
Or-
pictures that we would find funny, but
Yeah.
would not really be that
Yeah.
representative, or well, maybe they would, but would be that representative or actually appealing to new members.
Yeah, exactly. So you wanted to keep that just for yourself, and then when
Yeah.
they finally join, they can see
They
all
can-
those ugly
exactly.
pictures.
Yeah. After a few months, when we know they're ready, they're
Yeah.
introduced to
Yeah.
our gallery. Yeah.
Nice. So did you actually get new members? Like how many did you get?
I believe one or something, or was it?
Oh,
Oh no, that was
no,
Job.
just
No,
one
Job
girl.
is
Just
already
one
third
girl.
year.
Yeah. No, we have 6 new members from the investment period the introduction period. I think we had 5 dinners with each five
the
or
dinners
6.
were amazing. Like so many people showed up. Like the dinners last year,
Yeah.
like in my year, there were basically, I believe, how many potentials were there in total?
In total, I think 10 or something.
10.
Yeah.
Right now, the potential count is on 30 or something.
Yeah.
So every dinner we had to basically cancel people because otherwise we couldn't handle the capacity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there were a lot of new members this year,
Mhm.
which is super nice, of course, but it also makes it tough for new investment groups, or like actually the old investment groups, because you can't like grow too big, of course.
No, but I believe they set the number to 30, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like the last number, the maximum people were 25.
Yeah, and now it's 30 indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're right up on that, I believe.
Mhm.
Like 28 members or something.
And I was also wondering, do you still have any contact with alumni, and how did that like change with the coronavirus?
Well, it's funny that you ask because just
Well, they were all
What-
over
what-
60 years old, so.
well, 1 month
They
ago,
weren't invited.
we have a alumni Facebook group
Mhm.
with all the mercators, how we call them. And just 1 month ago, there was one mercator who posted how do you say, the message in the Facebook group with, "Hey guys, long time no see. This is what I'm currently doing at my work. Are you looking for an internship or a job? Please contact me." So that's very nice that they think of all the new members of Merx when they are looking for a new job.
Yeah, is it also really representative for Merx then, that like everyone helps each other out and gets
Yeah,
the same
definitely.
job,
Yeah.
same
Yeah, the
companies?
funny thing is because we have a history of economic side jobs that come back every year
Yeah.
and go to the freshmen.
Ah,
But that was really
That's,
much use to me because I was a medicine student. But right now I believe we got 1 or 2 new medicine students, at least 1. So that's quite funny. I've got some.
you have
he-
had
he's
some
from-
influence over it.
Yes, yes.
Nice. Okay, cool. When we're talking about investing, how are you doing so far with like investing during the Corona times?
Well, we are currently in 3rd position, so we're very proud of that. And how do we manage that, Mr. Treasurer of Merx?
Well, we measure that very well.
We measured it, yeah.
Well,
But
he
how-
measures it.
Manage.
Manage.
We also manage that very well.
How do we
Nice.
manage that,
Yeah,
Mr. Treasurer?
it's very well managed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
regularly do you?
how? Yeah, that's the secret of the kitchen.
Mm, the
Yeah,
secret
but
of the kitchen.
well, what we're trying to do is not really. I know that there are some investment groups that just Google what stocks to buy, or they're going on the basic or the obvious trends. But we're not doing that. We're actually we're trying to dig very, very deep.
You also said something before about a buddy program.
Yeah, at Merx we have a buddy program. So it basically is that we got a freshman and a more experienced member of the investment group who are buddied. Hoe zeg je dat?
Yeah,
How do you
like
say
partnered
that?
up together.
Partnered up. So they can work together on an investment proposal, and that works very well because some of our older members of Merx are very experienced. They work at ING. What's the bank in London? JP Morgan.
Yeah.
So that's very educating for the first year members.
So you're very strict then with that all the new members have to actually invest and write proposals and.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, it's basically in the first year we strive to have everything had at least one proposal in the first year.
Yeah.
So not all proposals are obviously
Of quality.
Well, yeah, no, they are of quality,
They are of
obviously,
quality.
because we know what kind of people we take into our our investment group, but not our proposals are actually confirmed to have. How would you say that? Just
profitable. Or what?
No, not every proposal is actually taken into our the wallet.
Yeah,
it's actually not exactly.
Of course, that's why it's a proposal, right? You first have to vote.
Yes. So basically, I believe on average we accept like 3 proposals a year, maybe a bit
3
less.
only.
Yes.
So there's really high pressure then on the freshmen.
Yes, there is high pressure. Yeah, but they do know that before they join.
So they know all the conditions before they actually join Merx.
They do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice, interesting. I was also wondering, like maybe it's a out of the box question, but if there was one sauce that would actually be representative.
That's really quite. Did you think about sauce?
Sauce.
What is your question, Ismail?
I was wondering,
all about
like,
it.
what sauce would Merx be?
Like, is there a sauce that we can choose from?
Like, sauce is a really broad.
I think
concept.
I will say the sauce patatje joppie.
Patatje joppie.
Yes, patatje joppie, because we are very proud that Joppie is a representative of Merx at BNR board.
Woo-hoo!
Sometimes we call him patatje joppie.
Yes. Oh wow!
Because he used to be so fat.
That's not nice. I
but
work with Job every day.
Now he's a patatje joppie light.
Yes. Nice. Good. Well, interesting. I hope Job likes the answer.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for the shout outs.
You can mail these mail.
My mail address is b.boshouwer.
It's mail.merx.
Well, I'm glad you guys are having fun. Unfortunately, we have to round up a bit.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They told me this was going to be a 40-minute podcast.
Yeah, well, not just about you guys. That's the whole thing with Merx, you know? They always think it's all about them, but it isn't.
It isn't?
It isn't. No, it isn't.
How odd.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it was
yes, wonderful.
Really nice.
Yeah.
You look wonderful, by the way.
Yeah, what did you do with your hair?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I ironed it.
It's great.
You ironed it?
Yeah.
And did you some makeup?
Zeker.